For joining me tonight. My name is Mike Tellerino. I'm the CEO of K9 for Veterans. Tonight I got two really special guests with me. Not only are they my guests for tonight's broadcast, but they're also personal friends of mine that I ride with and belong to the same American Legion post. I want to welcome Chris Gibson to my right, and I wanted David Akers over on the other side. They're with the American Legion Post 13 out of Plainfield, Illinois. Guys, can you tell me a little bit of history about the mission of the American Legion Post?
Well, the mission of the post is just to be there for our veterans.
Right.
It's for a place for veterans to have a place to go and share their stories, and people that are maybe they come home and they feel they don't have a place that they can be. So they're in a place with a lot of men and women that had their same experiences,
Right.
and
They can relate to.
They relate to and know others' pain and sorrow and
happiness. It's a place to reintroduce yourself into the community that you're used to or you miss.
Right. Nobody understands a veteran better than another veteran. Let's face it. I mean, we all been through the same thing going through that. Now, do all American Legion posts have a writers chapter?
Not every post does. No, not every post has a writer has a a writers chapter. It has to be approved by the post commander because the Legion riders are just under the post. So
Right.
they're not their own entity as the auxiliary
It's
or
just
the
a
Legion.
part of.
It's just a part of the Legion. Correct.
Huh, that's amazing. The American Legion Riders Post 13, you support veterans. I mean, I know from being part of the post, about every 2 weeks we have an event out at our post, a bike night.
Correct.
And it's an amazing night, it really is. And we typically have a packed house, you know, and all the proceeds from those events get donated specifically to a charity.
Correct. So what we do is second and fourth Wednesday of every month from April through October, till the end of October. From 5 to 10, we host a bike night out at our pavilion. Bike and classic car night. So if you don't have a bike but you want to come out, you got a muscle car or classic car, you're welcome to come out and support us. Well, what we do is we pick a local organization or a charity within town in our community, a non-for-profit that it doesn't necessarily always have to be veterans. A veteran organization we have done for
something within the community. You know.
We just did one for, and I can't recall the name, but for the dogs.
Mama Zoe Puppy Rescue.
Mama Zoe, that was amazing. I've never seen so many puppies out there.
Oh gosh, they brought 20-some puppies, I think. Yeah,
I think quite a few of them.
And did we adopt any that night?
a lot were adopted out that night. A lot.
Yeah,
were
I know.
adopted
I
out.
seen people leaving with them.
Yeah.
Wow, I know if
They're
they're just
adopting right
fostering
on the
them
spot.
or what. But no, that was
Yeah.
great. What are some of the more success stories you could, when you put on an event, you know, and raise money for a charity? I mean, is there anything that stands out in your mind of one that was really special?
I like the Allen Force one.
Yeah.
Allen Force, they had the powered wheelchairs for the veterans to be able to get
That's
out
a great cause.
in the trails.
I know the lady
Starved
that
Rock
is
areas.
the CEO there. She's an amazing
Donna,
lady.
amazing lady. Yes.
Yeah, she is. She does so many good things there. What are some of the misconceptions about veterans that you'd like to address? I mean,
I think as a veteran, when you Hollywood paints a very good picture of what a veteran, you know, what people think a veteran is, but you know, when you get out, a lot of it is you join so young, and all of your life skills and everything that you learn, you know, at 18 to 22, 23.
right.
The misconception is when you get out, you know, that you're you have the potential to be a problem child, or you know, you're not going to fit back into society or civilian life. So I mean, and at the Legion, you could see with the eras that we have served and the ages and the people, the different branches. It's just not the case, you know.
No.
We all have families. We all go to work. We coach our little league baseball teams.
You know,
it's,
I've been to a lot of different American Legions and VFWs. Doing what I do for K9, I go and give a little talk to speech about the service talk program. And I'm not saying that because I'm part of 13, but I have not ever met a more welcoming group than Post 13.
I agree.
When you walk in that door, you feel like you're home.
I agree.
They really, I've not felt that at any other VFW or American Legion
And
post.
we're really fortunate because our Legion leadership is phenomenal, and then they allow us to have these three separate groups underneath it, the Sons, the Auxiliary, and the Riders, and we cover everything. We cover all branches, all
Right.
ages. We got
Yeah.
everyone from 22 up to their 70s and 80s. So it's hard not to find a friend, and everyone's nice.
Like I said, I've been to a lot of American Legions and VFWs. I've never ever felt so welcome.
Yeah.
From the first time I walked in 13, I felt like I was home.
And I think we're all proud of that.
Yeah.
It's an amazing place, and
Yeah.
one of the things that a lot of legions when they have events going on and they'll do different visit different legions. When other legions come in a group or something, and they say how clean our place is,
Oh,
and
it's
how
immaculate.
yeah,
Yeah. It really is.
It gives a sense of pride that this is our house, and we're open to the public, so you don't have to
Right.
be a veteran to
Right.
come in and
But that
enjoy the
helps
coming.
supporting the post, though. When you're not a veteran and you want to come in just to have a cocktail,
Absolutely.
those
Yes.
proceeds are going to that post.
Correct.
And that helps support the
Or the
post.
fundraisers, the Easter egg hunts, the
Got a poker tournament.
The poker
that you have.
tournaments.
That's big.
Yeah.
The poker tournaments is a big one. That's once a month.
Yeah, no, that everybody seems to really like that. That seems to go over really well. How important is it for you to have community support?
It's very important. I mean, we need community to come out and support, especially when we do the fundraising. Because without the community coming out and
Right.
buying a 50-50 raffle ticket or buying some raffle to win a raffle basket, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. To turn
Right.
around and say, here's somebody that needs some help,
Right.
and donate those proceeds back to
Exactly.
an organization or an individual that needs something.
Yeah, it's
It's funny, and because I know after every bike night that we have at the post, your parting words are, when you leave here, keep your bike quiet.
Yeah.
Don't disturb our neighbors.
Yes.
And I wait for him to say that every at the end of every event, and it's true because our post is in the middle of a community of homes, so we don't want to alienate them by being rowdy or disruptive or whatever. So we're very protective of how we handle ourselves at these events.
And it's a school night, so people have to get up and kids, neighbor kids, and they have to get up for school. Sure.
Being part of the American Legion Post, even specifically the Riders, I've not met a more close-knit group as I have with the Riders that are in our chapter. Everybody just seems to blend. Everybody just seems to get along. Everybody's there to help one another. It's just a really great feeling. It really does.
It is amazing. We have such a solid core of men and women.
it
We have
is.
some women riders with us.
Yeah.
And not even a rider, but some the supporters that come out and that help us and work with us.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an amazing thing. If a veteran is discharged, comes home, and he's transitioning back into civilian life, what could the post do to help him with that transition?
So the post is involved with programs. We have the local assistance, the veterans assistance programs, and then a lot of it's just the community that frequents the post. There's a lot of people involved with the VA. There's a lot of people involved in the trades, in the unions, and in schools. So as far as if they don't have a job and looking for a job, there's a great reference point, for the people there, and
Right.
the support's there, and we all help where we can with each other.
Well, like I said, I can't believe the close-knit family that the bikers, the riders have at that post. It really is. Even, I brought a couple new members on, and they told me point blank, this is awesome. I mean, these guys are really great. You know, they made us feel welcome, like we were part of the team. You know, and you know, it was good to hear. You know, that when somebody comes new, because you know what it's like to be new into a group. You know, it's like, oh, who do I talk to? Who wants to talk to me? Who doesn't want to talk? You know, you guys all come on board and just say, hey, come on. You're part of our team now. You're part of our group and stuff like that. So that's great. How, from the inception of when the writers group started, how has it evolved? How has it changed? I mean,
it's grown amazing. When I joined the Riders, it was there was enough of us to fill a table about this big, and it was you know, when it came for officers' positions, you were just voluntold. You're going to do this.
There's so many people.
And it's gone from 11 members. We're at 46 now.
Yeah, we got that many in
46.
Our group now?
We've got about 7 that are inactive, just because due to age or health conditions, they don't ride or anymore. But they're still part of us. They're still part of us.
I know one of our writers, and excuse me because I can't recall his name. I guess he was involved in an accident.
We had 2 riders, unfortunately,
Right.
that
And
were involved in an accident.
I was fortunate enough to meet and talk to one of them. He's an older gentleman, and all he could do was tell me about what the Post has done to help him.
Absolutely.
You know, and to hear that, it's like, this is why I'm
And
part of this
just
group.
being there, I think we had the group text going. You know, we were taking shifts at the hospital to bring food. And,
That's
you know,
great. I mean, that meant so much to this guy that he wasn't just left alone.
It was it was a simple thing where it was just, you know, their spouses were, you know, we went and got them some gift cards so their spouses could eat while they're at the hospital.
Right.
Because they were in the hospital for a couple of weeks.
Right.
So you know, and it just they weren't alone. They weren't alone.
No, and like I said, that's what this guy kept stressing to me when I was talking to him. He said, you know, this group of guys here, man, they were with me every step of the way. I never felt like I was alone. I've always had someone to talk to. So somebody came in and checked on me, checked on my wife, checked on my family to make sure I was doing okay, had things that I needed. You know, come on, guys, that means so much to somebody that's going through a difficult time. Let's face it, you know what I mean? So, core values. Oh, that's a tough one. What are your core values, you think?
Well, I mean, our preamble. And I'm going to have to cheat here a little bit, but
No, please.
it's for God and country. We associate ourselves together for the following purposes: to uphold and defend our Constitution of the United States of America, to maintain law and order, to foster and perpetuate a 100% Americanism, to preserve the memories and incidents of our association in the Great Wars, to inoculate a sense of individual obligation to community, state, and nation, to combat the acrosity of both the classes and the masses, to make right the master of might, to promote peace and goodwill on earth, to safeguard and transmit to democracy, and to wait a minute here, hold on, having a moment, having a bad night, to make right the master, to make right the master of might, to promote peace and goodwill on earth, to safeguard and transmit to posterity the principles of justice, freedom, and democracy, to consecrate and sanctify our comradeship and our devotion to mutual helpfulness. And that's just what we do. I mean,
That sums it up.
When we're not out causing trouble, I mean, it's just that's just we just there to support and
each other, and then out in town, you know, you could see it through the two gentlemen who wrecked, and they got all the support they needed, and we support whoever we can, whoever we choose in our meetings, and you know, that's
I've seen that firsthand.
That's
believe
what we
me.
do. That's what we strive for, and that's what we're proud of.
Just the other night we had the Marine group out there, right?
Yeah. Last night was the a bike night. The fundraising was for the Marine Corps' 249th birthday party celebration. That'll be held at the Post November 2nd.
Right.
So the proceeds went to help buy food or desserts or crayons. I don't know.
I remember you had a group out there that I thought they had the honor guard there a month ago.
That was amazing. We had
That was so touching.
yeah,
To see these kids out there doing what they're
Yeah,
doing.
they did excellent.
there was a local high school, Romeoville High School, the Marine Corps Junior ROTC,
Right.
which is one of the only Marine Corps ROTCs in the state. And the Master Gunnery Sergeant that runs that does a phenomenal job with these kids.
He's coming out to our ceremony for the memorial. Gracious enough to say, yeah, we'll be there.
Yes.
And I thought that was really huge for him to do that. So God bless. How do you get the community involved with you, though? Do you reach out to different organizations?
So this
and
year,
let them know that you're having an event, or
it's a shared effort. You know, this year we have flyers. We've taken big in the social media, and the you know, a lot of the ideas are generated within our monthly meetings. Well, before then, and then discussed in the monthly meetings on how to reach out, new ideas. You know, new food vendors,
Right.
You know, everyone tells somebody.
you know,
about
we
these
had
events.
I was at a meeting a few months back. We had a young lady there. Her husband, I guess, was in a wreck, and we made a donation to her. And she was just beside herself. She couldn't believe that, you know, this group of Post 13 was doing what they were doing for her. I thought that was so exceptional. And it wasn't. I mean, you did it because you felt it had to be done.
Yeah, that was a touching story.
It was,
Yeah,
it was a hard story to listen to,
Yeah.
and it was probably, and I'm sure it was hard for her to get up in front of
I'm sure it
a
was.
room full
And her
of
kids were there
strangers,
too.
a room full of bikers and
Yeah.
with leather cladded, and you know, and
Yeah.
and tell her story with, and yes, her kids were in the
she
room.
was so taken back by the generosity of Post 13 and all the people involved with it that, you know, when she left, she told me, she said, she come up, because I did a little something for her with her dog and stuff like that, but she come up to me and she said, you know what, I can't even believe this night is happening. She said, I didn't have gas money to get back and forth to work, or my husband, or
And
my
the
kids.
husband made an appearance a couple
Yeah.
days later.
A couple days later, yeah,
to
he
show
came
his
in
appreciation for that.
and thanked us.
What a good guy. But that's just one of the examples of what Post 13 Plainfield does. I mean, that's how they reach out to the community. We didn't have to do that. You how did you find? I mean, you got
I saw a post for her asking for help, and it
struck a note in
it
your
struck
heart.
something with me, yeah, and it's something, and I didn't respond to her post. I privately messaged her and I says, this is out of the norm for me. I normally don't do this, and we started a conversation. We exchanged phone numbers and started texting, and you know, and I flat out told her, I says, that I don't mean any disrespect to you for this, but there are people that will take advantages of organizations, and you know, and within 20 seconds, she texted me her husband's military ID, his DD-214, that he was out, he was honorably discharged, and it was like, yeah, we want to help you.
Yeah,
we want to help
exactly.
you.
I mean,
It was a
And-
no-brainer at that point.
Yeah.
She was just taken back by it. I mean, she had tears in her eyes. When I was talking to her, she actually had tears in her eyes. Because nobody else reached out to help this poor
I
lady.
think there might have been a couple in the meeting that had tears in their eyes.
Oh,
yeah,
If,
I mean-
if you didn't, you weren't human.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah,
human. I mean,
no.
I was taken back myself. And then I asked, what could I do to help? You know, what could we do with my charity that we can help her? But like I said, it's just an amazing thing what you guys do. How do you raise awareness about the needs of veterans and the importance of supporting them in the community?
As the riders are concerned,
Yeah.
I think just being present. You know, we have some retired, some still working, so we're able to make it a lot of the events throughout the week. Also, you know, the 10 a.m. events, the noon events, and it's a lot of the times it's with other clubs that have veterans or first responders.
Right.
You know, so it's being present, it's being out there. And once you get out there and you talk to people, you meet people, you know, then it provides opportunities where we can find ourselves in a position to help.
How do we get outsiders, and I'm not saying outsiders, but I'm talking about other than the writers group, how do we get people that support us? Or just our veterans in general? I mean, the public.
I think the first challenge is getting them to our post. And then when they see it and they, if they enjoy themselves and have a good time, once they're in the post and they become involved, then we can kind of educate people on on veterans' needs, or the veterans that need help.
Right.
Because we're doing it, and then they can tag along in the first couple times and so on and so forth. Whether that be a ride or a fundraiser or...
And sometimes too, we've had people come in that maybe they've come in with somebody that's part of the post or visits the post, and it's this place is great. What can I do? And I think we've had some people that we've helped out that have just joined the post.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. It's important that we support our veterans. It really is. Because if we don't step up and help, we can't expect anybody else to. We're on the front line of being able to help and assist our veterans with the transition from the military to civilian life, because that's a big transition.
It's
it
a
really
jump.
is. A lot of our veterans, when they come home, they don't know what to do with themselves.
Correct.
They don't know. And with joining the post, it gives them, I think, a place of security, knowing that they're going to go there and find some camaraderie, but people who know them and understand them. She just gave me the 5-minute warning. So let's talk about, if people are interested in Plainfield Post 13, where can they get more information, Chris?
Well, for one, you can come out and visit us. We're in Plainfield. You can go to our website, which is plainfieldamericanlegion.com. All the information's there. Whether if you want to, you can join the Legion if you're a veteran, the son or daughter of a veteran, or the spouse of a veteran. You can join, and if you're not any of those, you can still come out and support, and just take part of things. When we do a fundraiser, come out and support it. Buy some raffle tickets. Come out and play poker.
That's important. I don't think without the community's support, with us putting on an event, it wouldn't be successful without the community involvement.
Oh, it wouldn't. It wouldn't, because our bike nights. We've got as much as almost 150 bikes some nights. So
I know, it's just an amazing. Like I said, it's an amazing group of guys. So, what does it take to be? Explain what it takes to be a rider for the Post 13. You have to join the Legion first.
Well, you have to be a Legion member,
Yes.
because you can because not all Legions have riders. So there might be a post that doesn't have riders, but if they're a member in good standing of their own post, then they can join our.
That doesn't have riders. Yep.
Yeah, they can join 13 and be a the 13 riders, but they'll still be they're a member of the Legion, but not of.
Now, there's also the Sons.
So the Sons of the American Legion are either you have to be a son of a father or grandfather. If you're not a veteran, you can join the Sons if your father or grandfather served, as long as there's a direct bloodline.
And then you have the auxiliary group, and that's the spouses.
Well, again, I can't thank you enough for being my guest tonight. It's good that we get the word out, because we need more people to get actively involved in either the VFW or the American Legion, because that's the core of what helps to support our veterans.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, I'm so proud to be a member of Post 13 Riders and the Legion itself. But, I've not met a better group of guys than I have in the Riders. You guys are amazing, what you do for everybody. Your hearts you guys love to ride.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now.
Every weekend.
Every weekend, yeah.
I know. I go on the app and I go, oh God, this one's like a 150-mile ride. I think I'll stay home and.
Or even the parades. We got the parades. I had my daughter in the parade on the bike, so bringing the family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We support our when Plainfield has the Memorial Day parade. Well, the Legion does that.
Yeah.
So.
Guys.
Yeah.
Mike,
Chris.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We gotta go give her your names, because she's gonna put it on the.